Okay, everyone, I'll skip the demo again. Okay.
Hold.
Hold in there. Okay, so this is all the same stuff that you probably would have heard in Novice way back when, or earlier this summer. A month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Okay, so standard stuff. This paddle is going to feel weird because it's a drag mode paddle and it doesn't have the same outrigger blade, and the length is going to be different between the T-grip and where the blade is. So standard thing, typically bottom hand is a fist width above the blade, top hand, thumbs along the T-grip, not underneath it. Power triangle. Because you want to have the shaft of the paddle vertical, pulling along the side of the canoe, right? Your power triangle isn't going to be two straight arms. It's going to be bottom arm's going to be straight, top arm's going to be bent a bit to get this hand over top of the gunnel. You don't want to be like this. This is two straight arms. What you want is to have the paddle straight up and down. You want to pull the water alongside the canoe and even underneath the canoe. So you want your elbow below your shoulder. Dragon boaters will have this kind of a big high, even kind of a chicken wing kind of a top arm. And in the outrigger context, that's going to be difficult over the long course, over an hour and a half race, or longer practices. You're actually going to wear out your joints, create more issues there. Okay. The other thing about this stance is that with the top arm, when you're pulling back like this, you can actually feel a bit of tension in your pecs right here. Because if you're pushing straight down, that's all front delts, right? And if you're pulling back, because you're moving your arm across your torso, you're shortening the pec muscle. So you actually feel it a little bit in your pec. That's one thing that our coach Rob mentioned to us. So if you're pulling back like this, you should feel some tension in your pec right here, okay? Because you're shortening. Let's see. The way that I'd like you guys to sit in the canoe is paddle side leg forward, other leg tucked underneath the seat, okay? So the one underneath your seat is partially supporting your body weight. These seats are a little bit low to the floor compared to the outrigger seats, so it might be a little bit difficult, but when you're going forward, you're leading with your leg, and I'd like you and this isn't necessarily going to apply to every single stroke during the course of a practice or a race or whatnot, but I'd like you to get off your seat, so the foot that's under the seat below you is supporting your body weight, right? So like that. Right. So it's right. Okay. And that's where you're going to get the leg drive to actually pull the boat forward. Okay. So we did a drill, or some people didn't remember it. We did a drill at one point where it was tapping the hull. This, right? That's a proxy for where you'll be inserting the blade. So if I'm going down like that, blade fully submerged, tapping at the same place, right? So through the stroke, we want a full blade at the front of the stroke, drive back with your leg, and on the recovery, lead with your hip, lead with your leg, and drive back. So hinge from your waist. So I'll go through sort of more logic. So on the recovery, lead with your hip. Hip comes forward even before my arms come forward. Like I'm not reaching forward. I'm not doing this to plant the blade. I'm getting my hip forward, correcting for the power movement that's going to come. And then I'm rotating down. On the recovery, you don't have to have your hand like this on the exit that just precedes the recovery. It's a bottom hand initiated exit, like this. Top hand stays roughly in front of your face. Comparison to dragon boat is that dragon boaters will have a top hand initiated exit like this, like that. That's a dragon boat exit. This is an outward exit. That's an outward exit. Bottom hand, not top hand. Okay. So when you're coming back on the recovery, lead with your leg. You've got your power triangle set up. And then when you get to the front, when your leg gets to the front of the movement, that's when you hinge down. Hinge from your waist. Get that paddle side shoulder down. Keep this elbow below your shoulder. Fully plant the blade, load up your blade, catch before you pull, and then drive back with your leg. So initiate the power movement with your leg. The biggest muscle groups will break the tension at the front of the stroke because that's the heaviest part of the stroke. You should feel pressure all the way through the stroke, right to the exit. You want to accelerate the blade so the blade's moving the slowest at the front of the stroke. When you actually have to go from sort of a standstill. And then it goes faster through the water. So it's slow, 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 faster, faster, faster. Flick out to the exit. Right? Like that. Paddle shaft straight up and down. Exit to the side. Two ways you can think. You want all the force to be generated by your legs at the initial part of the stroke, but as the blade starts moving through the water, then you're derotating your torso. So on the catch, on the recovery, you rotated this shoulder forward, so you're basically winding up the spring, hinge down, initiate with your legs, and then you're using your core and your lats to rotate through back. So as you break the tension at the front, there'll be less load, I guess, as you pull back, and then you engage your core and use your entire body to go through. So it's legs, then rotate, 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 and you're on the recovery, you're rotating to here, and then on the pull, you're only rotating back to square. You're not rotating back here, right? You're only rotating to square. You want to exit at your knee. Now the way you think about the exit is that you can either do it by rotating your wrist around, which is what I tend to do, or you can feed the chickens, which is making room under your armpit here, which is the same as throwing the frisbee. Right? So it's either with your wrist like that, or it's arm coming up like that. I find it to be a bit more of a bigger movement, more tiring to move your arm all the way like that, up like that. So I loosen my grip. The other thing, actually, come to think of it, is I mentioned earlier, is that on the pull you can use a thumbless grip. The pressure behind the water behind your paddle will keep the paddle in place. Your grip on the T-grip with the thumb along the T-grip will keep your paddle square. So if you have it underneath here, then you might go wonky like this. But if you have your thumb along the T-grip, you can maintain that square interface to the canoe, right? So if you get a thumbless grip, on the recovery, you can even let the paddle go in the crook between your thumb and your finger. You can stretch your fingers in there. That all make sense? Okay. So you want to hinge from your waist, hinge down for catch. Make sure you get a full berry before you pull. You want to initiate the pull with your leg. And you also, on the recovery, it's important that you get your hip forward first. So it's hip forward first, then in. Don't do this because you don't want to bob. You don't want to do that because you don't want to. You still want a positive angle at the catch. Positive angle is with the blade slightly angled forward, and the way to get that is to move this hip forward. So if I have a power triangle here, like this, if my hip's back, it's there. If my hip's forward, it's there. That's the difference between moving like this. not moving my arms at all. Right? So that's positive angle. Should be. And then that's if my hip doesn't move forward. Okay. The other thing is you don't want to have all your force applied in a downward direction, because if you're rotating through an arc, right, if you're applying power in a curve, then the lateral component of that is really quite short, and a lot of it is force being applied downwards, which will pop the boat out of the water, but it won't help propel the boat forward. And if the boat is popped out of the water a lot, it has a tendency to bounce, and that could that would slow down the boat in flat conditions, and it would exacerbate bouncing and wavy conditions too. So you want to keep it as smooth as possible. You want to keep most of the movement in your lower body. So you don't want to be doing this. So you don't want to be doing this. And I don't think any of you do that. So I'm just mentioning it. I don't think any of you do that. Watch you, everybody. What I might see is some bobbing like this, but I don't see anybody doing this. Alright, okay. So you want to try and keep your torso angled forward. Okay, so let's rotate through, everybody. This is the hot seat here.
I am walking back to the underground parking lot.
Who's up first? I know he's going the long way. Carl's going the short way. So everyone else can just grab a seat in the paddle. If you're behind Carl, face the opposite direction. So you can turn around. It's actually the first thing you do. Power triangle. Rotate down. That's where you're fully good. That's where you're aiming for.
You're not going on Saturday. Actually, also like a volunteer.
Oh yeah, you're definitely getting distance on that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, turn around. Yeah. On that same side, yeah. Camera side. Trying to lead with your hip. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, that's pretty good. Keep your head up. Maybe exit a little bit earlier. Yeah, just a little bit when your bottom arm is like there. Yeah. You're still getting a lot of water time, so that's good. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah. Next up, there's some sheets of paper on the clipboard there. You can write down any comments that I had. Next up, Jen. Sure. And you can just grab another seat. Okay. Try and get a full blade. So hinge down. Okay, do the triangle. Do the triangle hinge still, so this thing from your waist. Yeah. That's where your shoulder. So it's not up here. It's back here. That's where your shoulder. Yeah. So okay, so yeah. That's, yeah, it's probably some lower too far. So that's probably where you're at. Yeah, that's good. Fully hinge down a bit more, fully there. So you can't really fully dairy up there because it's too far down. So if you have a fully dairy here, so you actually do the tapping, tap the side of the arm. Okay. Try to hinge down. Yeah, hinge more. Try to fully bury the blade. See, yeah, because see, there's all this dry spot on the blade there, right? So you want to fully bury it. So it's under. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Yep, and a little bit more acceleration toward the back of the stroke. Yeah. Okay, hinge more. It's not, the blade's not fully buried. Yeah. But it's a funny dragon boat blade too, so. Yeah. Yep, that's not bad. Okay, cool. Now turn around. Do the other side. There you go. more explosive, and on the exhale.
Okay.
Face this way. Can you get a bit more like that? Try not to sit up straight. Rotate. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So at the end, not really.
Yeah, kind of. You're sitting up a little bit, but not. Yeah, just a little bit.
You're welcome.
You're sitting up a bit, but it's not that much.
Okay.
You'll see it on the video, so turn around to the other side.
No, I
What's that?
sit up much more than that normally.
Okay.
I do a lot more of the...
Like if you watch YouTube and stuff, there are people that say, oh yeah, they'll pull the paddle, you just sit up. But it's like,
No.
yeah, I don't want to introduce bounce into the boat. Rotate your shoulder. Get that in down. Okay, no, that's good. So it's a sitting up thing. Yeah. Okay, next up.
I saw 50s, but I don't know anything longer.
Have a little rusty.
No excuses. Make sure you're fully buried. Let's do the same thing I did with the other. Yeah. That's where you're fully buried. Give it rotation. You can do that. Yep, that's good. Give it rotation on there. Okay, so what I'm seeing there is you're floating right there before you're fully buried. And then when you do that, I see this big wave of water moving up there instead of here. It's going to be heavier if it's going the right way. Okay. Keep your head up. Chest up. And exit a bit earlier. Exit earlier. Yeah, that's better. Keep your head up. Chest up. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Okay, turn around.
This side used to be my good side, but it feels kind of weird.
For most people, it's more, it's like attached and then sitting up and stuff like that. Got the leg press. Head up. Make sure you're fully buried here. You're still not fully buried. Don't look back. No, hinge down. Okay, hold on. Let's do the same thing. Triangle. Here. Get your hip forward. Yep, hip forward. Hip forward. Yep. down just a little bit, John. There seems to be a little bit of too much. Like, because it looks like you're playing catch up. It's like, oh, I get my arm. Right. So just do it. You have your arms follow your leg. Then it's more yeah, that's so just delay your arms to the forward a bit. Yeah, there you go. Remember, don't let your legs. That looks way more fun. Feel more comfortable? Yeah. That looks way more fun. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's see. You should have no? That's okay. That's good. Okay, Cynthia, you're up. Well, that's the same thing we did with everybody else. Now we're trying to hinge down. That's where you're feeling good. Keep your chest up. Stick your bum out. Okay, good. Okay, so, that's better. That's better for your back, yeah. Okay, fully bury, hinge down a bit more. Yeah, there you go, good. Elbow below your shoulder. Elbow below your, top arm elbow below your shoulder, yeah. Lower, elbow lower. Yeah, there, that's better. Okay. What's that?
That part is a dragon loading pattern.
Yeah, no, that is, yeah. Okay, look forward. Look at the paddler in front of you, or the two seats in front of you. Yeah, you're doing the chicken wing thing a little bit.
Top arm.